Meet the Expert, a knowledge-sharing initiative of your knowledge partner, the Developing Bangladesh. We discuss on trade, investment, commerce, education, skills, economic development, global peace and prosperity, etc. issues. If you are interested to these issues, please subscribe to the channel. Developing Bangladesh, your knowledge partner, please subscribe now.
One of the most pressure country. I know it. That's interesting. Let's compare GDP, gross development product. You can see that Ukraine and Bangladesh not very rich to be true countries. We near the average through the 200 countries. Today, before war, we have $200 billion GDP. Bangladesh more than Ukraine, of course, but per capita, Ukraine 2 times bigger. Compared to Russia, we 2 times less. And look at USA. Of course, that is a country number 1, 6,300 per capita. Very interesting. Compare doing business rating. That's official rating. Ukraine and Russia, not very good country for doing business, but Russia is better. I don't know why they're doing business rating point our country this way. But when we say about business rating, we say about corruption and so on, about investment and so on. Ukraine, you can see not very acceptable country for the investment, but the Russia too. Why the Russia in the highest position? Because they have their own money. And of course, you can see that in Bangladesh, not good position. Russia, the best one from our comparing. From the economist's point of view, the most interesting rating is happiness rating. I believe you know that we have this rating. That's interesting that Ukraine and Russia not very good. That rating shows the situation before war, but that was not very good. The interesting to compare our countries' average lifetime. Look, the highest development country have a possibility, the higher lifetime position for their people. And that's interesting to compare average salary. Russia bigger than Ukraine 2 times, Ukraine bigger than Bangladesh, for example, 3 times, near 3 times, and Ukraine less than USA 10 times. But of course, we have a position of consumption. In my slide, we haven't comparing of consumption. I know that Bangladesh and Ukraine near for total consumption cost, near to Ukraine for total consumption cost. And our level is near $8,000 per person. So it's not bad. So like Ukraine, Bangladesh has a good position to develop their country, like Ukraine. Let's check next slide. Military criteria. Ukraine, Russia, Bangladesh, and USA. You can see the budget of our countries, percentage to GDP. That's very interesting. I suggest for Bangladesh to raise their percentage in military because it's a normal 1.3%. It's normal for peaceful country like Russia, from 2 to 3%, and unnormal, that's not good, 6% for Ukraine. As I know, in case country involved in war, we should have military budget more than 15%. Numbers of soldiers before war, Ukraine 200,000, Russia near million. Comparing, for example, to China, they have ordinarily 2 million soldiers. But today, Ukraine has near 500,000, and Russia near 1.5 million, 3 times bigger. That's interesting that Bangladesh has near the Ukraine before war 200,000 soldiers. But look at the list. Nuclear weapon. Of course, that's a reason why to war with Russia, for example, and with the USA. To fight with these countries is dangerous for everyone. I not say that it is impossible. I say that it's dangerous. Look at this slide, killed and destroyed data. We can see that in Ukraine, normally population 40 million. Before war, 4 million of Ukrainian leave Ukraine for working in Europe and USA. That's normal because we have a salary sent into Ukraine and operate this money. And to be true, that is a huge part of GDP. I mean salary from the Ukrainian people which working for European country. But when the war started with Russia, we lose at least 15%, extra 15%. Why? That is a women with children, they are refugees, they leave Ukraine for European countries, and some of them for USA. Today we have a destroyed, not a huge percentage of premises, like office premises, trade and living. You can see that it's not more 10%. But when we say about real destroying, we should say about economy, about our economics. Today we lost half of our economy potential. Look, inflation pushed to our economy before war. That were less than 10%. Today we have 30% pushing inflation to economy. That is a huge rate. Of course, that is not absolutely dangerous, but at 30%, it's like galloping inflation. We lose quarter of our agro potential, agro business. They mined, they destroyed, they on the dangerous territory and the fight territory, so that's a huge percentage. Ukraine is an agro-industrial country, not industrial agro country. So agro business for us, it's very important. And you can see that energy minus 20%. But from yesterday rocket attack from the Russia, maybe we lose 5, maybe 10% extra. So today, maybe 30% we lose. That's a problem. Of course, we have biggest nuclear productive station, and that is it possible to produce electricity more. But of course, that's a dangerous situation when we have a fighting near the nuclear electro station. And production, I mean manufacturing different goods, we lose 1/3, 30%. And as for me, that is a big problem, refugees, and destroys the economy. On this slide, you can see social infrastructure destroying. You can find in the internet a lot of information about destroying social infrastructure. The picture is absolutely awful. Look, in all of these premises were people. In this slide, you can see some figure about Ukraine before, during, and I hope after war stop. Before war, we have a GDP 200,000 billion. Today, we have only half of before war in level. And I hope the economists in Ukraine decided that we are expecting $180 billion income to GDP. Central bank interest rate, the situation of national currency. And it's a similar like inflation. Before war, we have 8%, to be true, that was from the 1 till 5. But 8, it's during previous 2 years. Today we have 25, at least 25, maybe today 30. And we hope by supporting the USA and the Europe Central Bank, we stop it and push it down and decrease till 1, not more 3%. It's a normal for Ukraine. Look at the figure about population in Ukraine 2025. We are expecting
Developing Bangladesh, your knowledge partner. We take care of trade and investment, education and skills, economic diplomacy and economic development. If you would like to keep you updated on these issues, please subscribe to Developing Bangladesh. Thank you very much for watching till the last.